been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry. Pull you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I might rent the Lambo and go drive it like it's stolen. I've been living wild, I'm just going through the motions. Stumbling out the Uber, grab my hand, gave me the notion. Swimming in your water, but it feels just like the ocean. I can't lie, I've really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. Caught up in my feelings, I got feelings for you. On my mind, I can't lie. On my mind, I can't lie. Pull you down till you dry. Pull you down till you dry. All the time, ease my mind. All the time, ease my mind. I know that you're dangerous, I'm addicted to you. I was sipping Moet for 2 years straight to the face. Champagne belly bubble still won't go away. Last year my best man hit a stain with bad.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I want to thank you for joining us for episode 8 of This, That, and the Third, the podcast with Shannon, Bam, and Hook. Feels like it's been a while before we came on, right? It's been like, what, a month? Since our last podcast? Yeah, a little mini vacay, you know what I'm saying? So, but we back and we gonna keep this thing rolling. So we have a very, 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 very interesting topic today. As you can see, it's about child support. Is it fair or is it foul? And I really can't wait to hear these responses. I think that all of us at some juncture, either we're paying child support or, we getting child support or supposed to be getting child support, but ain't getting it. So it's there are a lot of different variables.
Yes. Calling my name.
I know, right? But there are a lot of different variables, man. But we have some young ladies who are going to assist us with the conversation. So we'll go ahead and allow them to introduce themselves. So Shaylana, we're gonna go ahead and start with you. Tell the people who you are.
Hi, my name is Shaylana, also known as Shay. I am a single mother of 2. My son will be 12 this Saturday. And I have a daughter that will be 8 years old in September. And I'm originally from Bermuda.
All right. Good deal. Thank you for coming on. Ms. BB.
I'm BB. I'm Shay's friend. Been friends since elementary school.
Second grade.
I have 1 child out of marriage, and then I have 3 children with my husband. And I'm from Columbia, but I live in the Savannah area now.
All right. Good deal. And Denisha, bring us on. You muted.
Take 2. Good evening. My name is Denisha, originally from Columbia, South Carolina. I am a wife and mom of 1. Happy to be here this evening.
All right, good deal. Again, we're happy to have you guys on board. And so we're going to go ahead and get this thing started, man. But before we do so, for the viewers, for the audience, we want you guys to react. We want you to comment. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe because we're bringing you A1 content. So we don't want you to miss out. So make sure you follow us on all channels. So let's go ahead and get this thing cracking, man. So I want to establish some context first. So and please feel free to chime in whenever you feel the need. But are any of you, and Bam, I want to, like you and Shannon, I want you to chime in too. So are any of you like receiving court order child support or paying court order child support? Like, are you doing one or the other or none?
I'm not doing
I'm on
any
child
of that.
support. I'm on child support. I'm so far behind in child support, I can't even get a license.
Oh gosh.
I'm
Exhibit
supposed
A, why you shouldn't be on this podcast tonight.
exactly. I'm supposed to be
So
receiving
I
Bam
got a
child
lot to
is
say.
Bam is what we call in arrears.
support. I'm
Heavy,
supposed.
heavy in the arrears.
I'm court ordered for receiving child support for one of my kids. I was for both, but me and the other kind of co-parent pretty good, and I took them off, and we've been kind of working it out from there. When you can work it out, you don't have to go through the court.
Okay, good
Praise
deal.
I
God.
like you already.
Amen.
I'm receiving child
Now,
support, but I've also
okay, so you are
child support. So I'm on
so
both.
you're receiving and you're paying now, or you have paid in the past?
I have paid in the past for 6
Okay.
years, and now I'm receiving.
How the heck you end up paying?
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's interesting. Hopefully, we can get into that later.
Right.
And BB, what about you?
I receive, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so my husband's
All right.
all I need.
So, and I think that question was important because it's, you know, we're all in some way, shape, or form, we're in the system somewhere, right? And I'm, you know, I've been being child support for the past 14 years. And you know, people know, you know, how I have a great relationship with my daughter, a not so great relationship with her mom. And you know, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, that's pretty much my story. But we'll get into that in a second. So now that we've established some context, so like, what do you guys feel like? In what situation should non-custodial parents be required to pay child support?
Non-custodial.
When they are not active at all in the child's life,
Mhm.
they do not communicate or are not good at communicating, or you try to communicate and that fails, and you guys cannot come to a common agreement amongst yourself, then I feel that's when the court is necessary, because every child deserves support from the two people that laid up and made them.
I say that I think child support is the easiest thing in most situations when you have a parents that are not together. I usually encourage it because it keeps down on arguments and division and who's supposed to do what. You know, it's documented. This is what we do, and this is how we do it.
I agree with you. It just takes out the confusion. Like, you know, when it's coming, you don't have to ask, you know, because you know your child needs shoes. But people think the child support is just about clothes and shoes or whatever. It's not. Like, it's
That
to
part.
provide for your child. And my
Mhm.
dad paid child support for one of his children, and he found out it was whatever. But he never had an issue paying it. He was paying, like, that was years ago, like literally probably 30 years ago. He was paying $600 a month at that time. He never complained about paying it because, I mean, the child had to have a roof on his head. You know, they have to get sick. The mom has to take off work. That's money out of her pocket. So it's not just food and clothes or shoes that people like to think it is. It's a lot that goes in.
Speak on it. Speak on it, sis.
My POV point of view, I don't like to get courts involved. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like getting courts involved in my personal life. I like to be, quote unquote, off the grid as much as I can be. But it also depends on your partner, who you laid down and had your kid with. So I feel like, unfortunately, the more irresponsible parents, the more people that need direction should have child support. Some people just need the direction. Me and mine, we are no longer married. I was married to mine. We have one child together. We do a joint custody type of thing, and my son stayed with him for 6 years. So I agreed to pay the child support because knowing he's coming back to stay with me, I was gonna want him to pay me back. So I feel like I'm back and forth with it. The courts is a good thing, and then it's not also, because I can tell my personal story where my dad was ordered to pay child support and he didn't, so he went to jail. So I'm for it if it works, but I'd rather not.
I think that's
Which is
the
my
biggest
situation, we do it.
con. The biggest con against it is the fact that the man, if he goes in arrears too far, he can potentially lose his freedom, right,
Right.
over it. That's the biggest con
Right.
about
Or the
it.
woman. The man or the
Or
woman.
man or the woman, whoever's
Right.
not paying. That's the biggest con, right? You put the
Yeah.
court in it.
97% man on that issue. Yeah.
98.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
that ain't
Yeah.
our fault.
98.
That ain't our fault.
Right.
Usually, ain't no.
Listen,
You don't see a lot of
listen.
men taking babies home by themselves from the hospital.
Well,
Listen. If y'all can have an abortion, why we gotta be on child support?
You know what? Don't start that whole abortion crap. Don't do that. Don't do
on the
that.
topic, right?
Don't do that.
but
Hey,
that's that
if-
bull in somebody's court.
That's
the
that
real
bull that
union.
Hook brought into the conversation. We leaving
if-
that.
I ain't
If-
even say
I
shit.
know
if
what
y'all can
Facebook court you can be
choose,
on.
if
You can be on Carrie's
if
court.
y'all can choose, when y'all not ready for a baby, what choice do a man have in that matter?
Well, you chose not to put the condom on, so deal
Right.
with it.
No. Shit, are you serious?
Deal with
You
it.
can kill a baby, but we can't deny it.
No.
Hey, Bam. Hey, Bam. That's why I rock with you, because that's the perfect segue into my next question. But before I ask that though,
Okay.
what I will say, because like I'm not gonna I don't like paying child support at all. You know what I'm saying? Now do I pay it? Absolutely. I let it comes out of my check automatically,
Right.
whatever. But it's because one of the reasons I don't like it is me growing up when a man was on child support. That's because he wasn't active. He wasn't doing nothing for his kids. He was pretty much a deadbeat. That wasn't the case with me. That's never been the case with me. So I'm on child support for other reasons. What those reasons are, I still really don't know. But that's one of those things where I think it's good when it's supposed to be there, but I think it's awful when it's like a handcuff or like supplemental income for whoever. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of go. I'm with Anisha. I kind of go back and forth as well. But my next question is, and before I say this, right, let me go ahead and preface.
You got a caveat before you say
I
it.
believe that women have the right to do whatever they want with their bodies. If you want to have 50 million abortions, go ahead and have all 50 million. I will vote for your right to do so every single day.
Thank you.
Also, I feel that if a man or a woman, any human being that lays down and creates a child, it's their duty, it's their responsibility to take care of that child, regardless of the circumstances. Whether you get along, don't get along. I don't feel that a child needs to come into this world. I don't feel a child needs to come into this world without being supported by both parents. Now, with that being said, I do want to ask y'all, do you think it's fair to require a non-custodial parent to provide financial support for the child, even if they didn't consent to having a child? So let's say, and we'll use a man and a woman, right? Let's say the woman gets pregnant. Let's say the man says, you know what? I'm not ready to be a father. I can't do it. And the woman says, I'm gonna have this baby anyway. And to Bam's point earlier, if you flip the roles and the woman says, you know what? I don't want to have this baby. I'm going to have an abortion. She has an out. The man ain't got no out, right? So we ain't gonna focus on the abortion part. So my primary question is, do you think it's fair that man should have to pay for a situation he opted not to be in?
Favor ain't fair.
He opted in it when he didn't with a condom or
Exactly.
with right or the right size, something.
Exactly.
At that conversation prior to laying down.
Do we not have equal responsibility?
No.
Do we not have equal responsibility?
If we both consent to
Do we
lay
not
down.
have equal responsibility?
You knew
No,
the
you
rules of
listen,
the game
we
when
both-
you started playing.
Yep.
You don't get to change
Listen,
the rules.
you
of
let the
game.
nigga nut in you and he nut in you. What the fuck, man? Come on.
Hold on,
Are you
hold on.
serious?
Of the game
We didn't let.
when you
Sometimes
started
we ain't
playing.
got no choice. We captivated.
Hey, Hook.
Down.
Hook, why you put me with all these women on this podcast?
Right? He showed you.
Hey,
that.
man.
That
And
shit,
I love it.
this shit
Welcome,
is
ladies.
crazy because
Welcome,
they
ladies.
actually trying to make themselves believe that that's true. Like If we have equal responsibility in this, we should have a choice just like y'all. We
Okay,
don't
what?
have a choice.
You can't have
And with our
equal.
choice, listen, and our choice, it takes away your license, it takes away your passport. You can't even drive to fucking work. You got to catch the fucking bus if you get in
I
the
guess you
ribs.
better
So
start going to buy
listen,
them
no.
little,
If you don't want a baby, you go to the chop shop. Over with.
no,
Get a
you
shot
better
shot.
go to CVS
Over
and
with.
get this petite
When
size.
a
Yo.
nigga gotta deal with his responsibilities. Come on, make it make sense, Shannon.
Hey,
Stop being
Anisha.
women's
I said
empowerment
go to
and think
CVS
logic.
and get
Hey,
those
Anisha,
small
go
size condoms and be quiet. Okay.
go ahead, Anisha.
So let's dig even deeper. What's his name? Bam. Let's dig deeper, Bam. We as human beings on this beautiful planet Earth, right? If we could just stop and think about who the fuck we laying down. Wait, can I curse on here?
Cuss, girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Cuss,
oh yeah,
girl.
do your thing. Do your thing.
Wait. If we all just stopped and thought about who we're laying down with, what diseases do they have? Do I have a possibility of having a kid with this person? But nobody does that shit. We caught up in the moment and we laying down. Come on, Bam, come on. So why are you gonna get upset if one person wants to get rid of the kid and one doesn't? We both
No.
we
Because
consented.
the person who don't have a choice in getting rid of the kid can possibly go to jail for not
You're
taking
missing
care
the
of his
point.
kid.
You're missing the point. Back it up. You laid down and put your business in this woman. Okay, now what?
We both did it. It's equal decision making. You can tell me to put a condom on. I can
No,
say
but
don't
you
put
Okay.
the
know,
condom
but
on.
Bam, you know the rules of the game are that she is gonna be able to make the decision. about
Listen, y'all
whether or
don't
not she
have
wants the
any
baby or not.
severe consequences. Y'all don't have any severe consequences. So
You
of course
think
you're gonna look at
raising
it
a
in that
baby
way.
for 18 years ain't severe?
Hey, as y'all can tell,
Listen.
Bam is very passionate
If you
about this topic.
don't want to do it for 18 years, you getting rid of it. We have no choice at
Look,
all.
I'll
It's
go
not our
further than
body.
that.
We do not carry. We can't carry a child.
I
So
don't
we
agree.
don't
I
really
don't
have the
agree.
ultimate decision
I
in
don't
that.
agree.
We
So
don't.
Bam, are you really mad that you're not a woman?
No.
Is
I'm
that
glad
the
I'm not a
problem?
woman. I'm so glad I'm not a woman.
Are you
Why would I
sure?
want to be a
Because
woman?
you seem
Why
real
would I
mad
want to be a
about it.
woman?
You seem
Hey.
real mad
No,
about it.
no,
Hey, BB.
because
Hey,
I'm a
BB.
consequence. I'm a consequence of the law. I've been locked up for child support. Yes, it's bullshit.
Mm.
It's
Hey, BB.
bullshit.
Okay.
And on
BB, I
top of
can
Okay,
that,
hear.
right?
I got some
Hey,
red
Bam,
lipstick
chill,
lip
And
hold
gloss.
on.
listen,
Hey, Bam, hold on.
and
Bam,
listen.
hold tight. Bam, hold
Order
tight
in the
real quick.
court.
Hold tight real quick. Hey, BB, go ahead.
All right. So if the woman has a choice, then y'all not responsible enough to have that conversation prior to you laying down. Then,
Right.
then what do you
Is that
expect?
not equal? Is that not equal?
Not equal.
Yeah, you should have asked her
Anything
how
we
she
do as
felt about.
adults, is that not equal?
No, you should have asked her how she felt about
If
she
you
got
didn't
pregnant.
communicate
What
it,
she
it
was
might
gonna
not
do.
be equal.
You should have asked her.
So you put 80% blame on the man and 20% on the woman.
I'm not. It's
No, we putting 100% responsibility on you for
So if you
you.
put a responsibility, you know that it's equal. It's 50-50.
you're
No,
right.
I
we
can
putting
choose to pull
100%
out. You
responsibility
can
on
tell me to
you,
get out.
not to lay down with a woman that you haven't
tell you to
asked.
get out. We can't get yourself all, especially when you on top of us. What?
Listen. I know. When you in a sexual height, it can discombobulate you. It can make you think some
Exactly.
shit.
That's
Especially
But
men.
at the same time, the difference with being crazy is you can identify between sanity and rational. That's the difference.
But
So
you have the weapon.
as
You
an
have the
adult, if
weapon.
you're a sane adult, we
But you
both
have the weapon
hold
of destruction.
responsibility on that.
Your weapon is what's going to cause the reaction. So you knowing as a man, if you know your pullout game ain't strong, you better pull out. Or
you
I don't
better
care, pull out every
you
5
better know
seconds.
it.
You better put on 2 condoms, something. We have
You
no
be like,
control.
no, because y'all women be telling us to nut in you.
What?
But you ain't got to do
jump
it.
off the bridge.
You ain't got to do it.
Since when y'all started listening?
Right.
Exactly.
Listen,
Right.
mentally.
Do it.
Listen, they'll ask you a question in the point of climax, like, you love me? Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
Oh,
goodness.
Hey man.
And you
Hey bro.
and you get caught in it, huh?
Right.
Hey
Easily
man.
and you
persuaded.
too.
No, y'all,
Anybody got
don't
kids
follow
on the
Bam
panel?
up.
Got caught in it.
Don't follow Bam up because on about 4 podcasts back,
Oh, we see.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Bam
Uh-oh.
already talked about how he likes
She pulling receipts.
to do with nothing.
See? Bam.
oh.
How many
That's
Yeah.
why
kids
I'm
you
here
got, Bam?
talking.
How many kids you got?
Yeah.
How many kids you got, baby?
Listen. I get it. I understand it. That's what I'm telling
avoid
you.
the
I'm so
question.
transparent. I don't deny it. I
But
do.
you want
Yes, I
us,
love
you
raw
want
sex.
us to
Yes.
atone.
How many
You
kids
want
you
us
have?
to atone for your bad
One.
choices.
You have one.
One.
Nice.
Oh,
And
okay.
you know why? Because my pull-out game is immaculate.
We see who did not go to sex ed. We see who skipped that class.
Gosh.
Now, Shaylana, I don't know if you got a chance to answer the actual question though.
I don't
Oh,
either,
But
because Bam
now,
be
now the question was, do you think it's fair that a non-custodial parent should have to financially support the child if they didn't consent to being a part of the child's life?
they
Dang.
consented when they laid down with me.
Exactly.
So
Boom.
I agree.
there's no how is there consent? You lay down and you know the consequences of laying down, of doing or not doing certain things. You're consenting.
Boom.
All right, so
So you're
check this
not
out,
held
right?
responsible for nothing on your end? You're not responsible for nothing on your end?
Definitely.
We the receiving end. So when you receiving, you ain't got no control of what's being received and what's being
You got to be on
dispersed.
your best defense. If you were receiving, you on defensive mode. So obviously you're on the receiving mode if you got multiple kids.
Bam, go take a shot or something.
All right, BB, go ahead.
I don't know how much you're paying, but I mean, child support doesn't even pay my light bill, so it's not like don't even pay if me and my child's 14. She's about to be 15. She likes to get her nails done and her toes done and her lashes done, and she breaks her AirPods all the time or loses them. Or I just spent $275 getting her phone fixed. So that child support doesn't cover pretty much nothing. So it's not like, oh, I'm out here taking trips to Miami or going on vacation with the money that I receive.
Thank you, girl. I'm so
Yeah,
glad you said
Or
that.
at least
I
we're
pay-
not. We
I pay a-
definitely aren't.
I pay a little bit more than the light bill, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's I know it's different. I know it's different
Right.
for everybody. Now,
Right.
but now I want to offer a retort though. And again, I'm not gonna go too far down this alley, but just flow with me for a second, right? So you the women on the panel, you're saying that if the man consents to being the father when he lays down to be with a woman, right? And when the woman decides to have the baby, it's okay. He just got to go along with the flow, right?
No,
So-
that ain't what
so-
we saying. That ain't what
He-
we
no,
saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what you're saying.
I know where
you're
you're
saying
trying to
that-
go. You
No,
trying to
you're
set us
saying
up
that-
for the okie doke.
No, you're saying that if the woman wants to have the baby, the man needs to man up and be a father, right?
No.
That's what y'all saying. But
No.
when the
Yes.
government tells y'all that when y'all lay down and y'all need to have this baby and y'all can't have no abortion, not everybody want to go have picket signs talking about, pro-choice or whatever. You're taking away their right. So is it not? It's the exact same thing. So you can't have it one way. It can't be one way. You can't just simply say this man got to man up. If that's the case, every woman out there who get pregnant, they got to woman up. And again, remember what I said in the beginning. I said that I am pro whatever the woman want to do. I don't care if you want to have 50 abortions, that's fine. But let's be fair about this thing. So you can't say this man got to pay and just say this woman can go ahead and have an abortion and she can get off scot-free.
No, that's like you telling you. That's like you trying to tell us that it's okay for the government to tell you when you can nut or can't nut, right?
That's not what I said.
Or
It
pull
is.
out
It's
or
like
not
you
pull
saying,
out.
You're
Not what I
saying
said.
that just because we laid down and got pregnant, now the government, it should be okay that the government tells us we can't have abortions. That's what you're saying. It's not. We were just talking about like two human beings that decide to lay down and have sex with each other
Exactly.
and create a life.
It's equal
Who has
decision making
equal
in it.
responsibility? We
It's
didn't
the
bring
same
that.
thing, Shannon.
I don't think that's
the
the same
same
thing.
thing.
I feel like that's a whole different extreme because now
Look,
you're talking about
look at
the
it
We
this
have
way.
to deal with that extreme.
No,
now you're
it's
talking about
you have
allowing the
a
government to
man.
have control over your body.
No,
Thank
you got a
you,
man
Jen.
who doesn't want a kid,
That's
and if that woman had the kid, then he got to bear
No, so we're
responsibility.
saying that people, woman or man, if you don't want to have children, don't do things that can
yes.
possibly create said
Yes.
children.
Come on,
Or
Shannon.
make
Because
Okay.
once
or
you
take the
do
necessary
that,
precautions.
Okay, so no, and that's fine. So when the next time one of y'all get pregnant and y'all don't want it, y'all don't have no abortion. Y'all just keep the baby.
We know
Yeah,
how
but
to
abortion
not.
is not easy. My thing is, you got to throw away on abortion.
they throw
Like,
that word around like so
it's
loosely.
something easy. Like
Like
Cause
it's
y'all doing
nothing.
a lot.
you act like that's just
Y'all doing a lot.
You talk about whole life.
Are you serious?
That's traumatic.
Bam.
Look
It's
at the
something we
abortion
have to
rate. Look at the
experience.
abortion rate.
Huh?
You said no. Listen, you
Look at
said
the
that's
abortion
traumatic. You know
rate,
what?
sweetheart.
No. Listen, you know what else is traumatic? It's traumatic when you get taken to child support court and you in the place you know you don't need to be at, but you there in there with a bunch of and I ain't gonna judge nobody else, but you in there with a bunch of dudes you know you ain't got no association with. It's also traumatic when you have zero control over how the money you pay your child is allocated. You ain't got no control over that. So you don't know if your child come to you, you paying child support. You don't pay X amount of dollars. Your child comes to you and they say, "Dad, I need X, Y, and Z," and you done paid hundreds of dollars to this
Okay.
person already. Why they ain't got it already? Why they ain't got it
What they
already?
just
You know,
said.
Oh,
Money.
That's true.
hey,
But
hey,
the
can
money
I
you
can,
pay
can I ask you a
child
question?
support.
we're talking about traumatized.
No, the money that
Hey,
most
ladies.
women get
Hey,
child
ladies.
support.
Can I
Like they were just saying.
can I ask a question? Can I
Can I
ask a
finish my
question?
point real
Please
quick?
let Bam ask the
Can I ask a
question.
question?
Lord, Bam.
Bam, go ahead, bro.
What's more important when it comes to a child?
Huh?
What you?
What's
Time
more
or
important?
money? Time.
Huh?
But if you're not doing time,
So listen. So why don't when they put us on child support, they don't automatically give us custody of that child? Some kind of custody we can get weekends or something like that.
they give you
You
Why doesn't
visitation.
that be included?
No,
Why is it so
visitations is already
financial
inclusive.
and not that?
No, visitations normally hand in hand with child support.
When he
No, it's
That's
not.
a different thing. That's a different thing though.
It's
Hey,
not.
did
It's a
you
different
ask for
thing.
visitation? Did you
Right.
ask
You
for
can ask
visitation?
for it. We don't
No,
know
that's a
what it is.
different court.
Well,
It's a different
the
court.
difference is, and I can only speak for me. I didn't have to ask for visitation because my child was already attached to me at the hip, so I didn't have to ask for that. But the thing is, when I got ordered to pay child support, visitation time they didn't factor that in at all. They couldn't care if I spent time with my daughter or
So
not. All they
y'all
wanted
are
was
sitting here
The money.
complaining about social norms. The court
what? So how's that a social norm?
because the court is not
That's
the
not
court
a
is
social
about
norm. That's a natural norm.
the court.
That's a
Child
natural
support
norm.
ain't a
The
social
court
norm.
is
A child
deciding.
should be with their father.
Child
But the
support is
It's
court
just
not
as
a
much
is
as
social
his
norm.
mother. A
right.
lot
The
of the
court.
mothers,
If you
a lot of
ask
the
for
mothers have the kid
visitation,
and they think it's
Wait,
their child.
bam.
if you
Let's
ask
hear
for
Shannon out.
visitation, you can petition the court for visitation for your child.
That's
You can petition
another
for
court. That's
anything.
something
It's
else.
family court.
That's
Okay,
something
then what
totally
we got
different.
the court?
It's
Well,
all
again,
family court.
but again, I think
Why?
y'all missing
If
us
you making me
earlier.
pay
Spend
money,
time with
why
your
can't I
daughter.
just have spend time with my child too? If you're making me
Trying
pay
to
money,
say
Early-
why
that,
don't you make me
like you
spend
gonna blame
time
us
with my
because
child
the
too?
court.
No,
Why don't no, I'm not blaming y'all. But why don't you make us have time with the child as also we pay money? And we just allowed to pay money. Why don't you force us to spend time with that child?
Why
That's
not
what I'm
force you to
saying.
spend time or pay child support?
hey,
If you want to come get
You put me
now
on
pick your
child
head
Hey,
up.
support.
Bam, hey,
You put me on
y'all hold
child
tight real
support.
quick. Hey, BB, we're gonna go with you, and then Anisha, we're gonna come back to you.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, y'all. We fight like brothers and sisters on here.
Look, my husband just walked in. He came here to say something. He was watching it downstairs. But why do you have to force somebody to spend time with their child? You so
You
angry.
putting us on child support though. Why is that not a part of the criteria? I'm saying. Why don't you allow? Why don't you add that into the criteria? I'm saying if you forcing me to pay money, which is nothing. Time is more important. Why don't you force me to pay time? But it's just about money. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying about you shouldn't financially take care of your child. But if you're forcing me to financially take care of that child, you should also be forcing me to spend time with that child too. Because
I
that's
think
what's
most
more important. Because
I
I'm
think
the
most
father of your
mothers
daddy.
We're all
most mothers want
And
you
Anisha,
to come pick up
I
your
know,
child.
right?
now and Anisha, before we get
That's
to
all
you
I'm
and BB,
saying.
Okay,
Man.
and just
go
to,
ahead.
just to piggyback on what BB said, and there was a situation once when my daughter was like 2 years old. Me and her mom rotated weekends and whatnot, so she was at my crib, and I don't know what I did to her mom, but I did something to piss her off. So then she said, "Bring my child." I said, "No, it's my weekend." So next thing I know, 5 minutes later, the police at my door. You know what I'm saying? And so they're knocking at my door, and now they're saying, well, you know what? In the state of South Carolina, the mom's a custodial parent, so we got to go whatever. Now I'm paying child support, but again, because visitations ain't got nothing to do with that. Now I got to let my child go. I got to explain to my child why the police at my door, and then I got to just let my child go. Now Shay talked about traumatizing earlier. Y'all don't even understand. I made a post a few weeks ago, and I said, the most stress-free person in the world is the deadbeat non-custodial dad. You know why? Because they don't care. Now, the most stressed out person in the world is the active non-custodial dad, because he is at the mercy of not only the mom but also the court system. And Anisha, go ahead.
Woo, that's deep. That's real deep. Again, I'm gonna go back to situational awareness. It depends on each individual. Bam, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And I'm glad that you said you only have one kid, because guess what? I only have one kid as well. But you also said you did some time. But it sounds to me, correct me if I'm not right, y'all don't get along, you and your baby mama, no? Exactly. So this goes back, trickles down to we don't do it. We have to vet who we laying down with. Period. Some baby
But if you
mamas, let's be
implement some kind of
transparent
rule,
and honest. Hold on. Some baby mamas do this child support shit out of malice, out of spite, out of evilness, because they mad, they jealous, they're miserable. That's why I said situational awareness. I do it because mine is irresponsible. So he needs that paperwork. He needs that, accountability. We get along, everything's good. I paid
you
mine.
need accountability too.
Listen, I paid my
Oh
child
my
support.
God,
I paid
that's
child
tit for
support for
tat,
6
Bam.
years. 6 years child support.
Tit for
Now it's
tat.
his
You
turn to
sound like
pay.
a 5-year-old.
Listen. So that's your fault, Bam. That's on you.
My God.
That's on you, dog. You laid down
You
with
don't get
whoever.
no accountability.
Listen, that's on you. Did you ask her before you lay down? Are we gonna do this? Hell no.
No, only question he asks is what that mouth do. That's all he wants to know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, he
Now,
laughing
and
now.
while we're,
That shit real.
I know,
Yeah.
and
So
we're kind of on the same path. So
listen.
so let me ask y'all, right? So why do you think that women take and I say women because 9 times out of 10 it's the woman who's taking the man of child support, the
Nine?
suing for child support.
Okay.
9.5. You're right. But
Okay.
now, why do you think women take men who are seemingly active in the kid's life? Why do you think that women take them to child support or sue them for child support?
They mad.
And BB, we're gonna kick off with you.
Oh, my bad.
All right, so that question that goes around on Facebook, and they're like, "How should you pay your bills in your house? Man pay what?" It's the same thing, but like child support is literally different for every situation. Like you got women who go out here and sleep with these celebrities because they see that baby as a check. Well, that man sees that child, that money comes in every month, and like they weren't living in no high-rise apartment before they had that child. So now they have that child, and it's like, okay, now they can live this life, and then. When you get money, you're going to keep, the more money you get, the more money you're going to spend. So, but the money we're paying around here is not like you can really go out here and ball out with it. And my husband just walked in. He was saying South Carolina is not set up, and not the state is not set up in favor of the father. So I mean, he's not on child support, but from South Carolina, whatever. But he said South Carolina is just not set up that way in favor of the father.
Nah, that's real shit though.
So it seems like y'all need to be putting together a 1,000,000 Man march to the State House to fix that. Because that ain't our fault.
Right. I don't know if
we-
you guys saw the comments, but one black man said child support is set up to break up the black family.
No.
I don't
For
believe
sure.
none of that either.
sure.
It's not. That's not true. It's just
No.
anything that causes any angst to the black man somehow is detrimental to the black family. Like, that's some bull.
No, it's not bull. I agree with that totally. Now, am I saying is it intentional or not? I don't know. But all I know is when I first found out I was going to be a dad,
Mhm.
I wasn't able to enjoy that experience and say, "Oh man, I'm about to have my first child," because the first thing that was said to me is, "I'm pregnant and I ain't having no abortion."
Oh, okay.
Like I ain't even like we and to your point though, she and I never talked about having kids before. So again, that's on me, and I take full
Okay.
accountability. We never
'Cause I
we
was
never
gonna
talked about
ask.
kids. No, because that's on me. No, I take, and that's why when I pay it, I don't bitch, I don't complain. I pay it, and I don't like it. But the fact
Right.
is, that gonna go to my child, and anything else I do is gonna be on me. But when we talk about traumatizing experiences, y'all have no idea what. And Anisha, maybe you do because you've been on that side before where you've been paying. But a little bit, but it's very traumatizing for a man who is whether and active is so like it's kind of hard to say who's really active and who ain't. But whenever a man is playing some role in this child's life and he's at the beck and call of the system and society, it's all these other different things, and that's extremely stressful. So I'm not saying this intentionally an attack on the black family, but I don't necessarily disagree that with what my man said. Like it could be intended to break up, the black family. I don't know how white people handle child support because I just don't know. I just know that where I'm from, they gonna go to that courthouse quick when they have a baby when they find that they're pregnant. The sue for child support.
And that's
Okay,
unfortunate.
but
Yeah.
for the responsible mothers that want to communicate, want to co-parent, want their child to be in life, like I have two separate situations. So they're separate. One situation, me and the father, we co-parented or been co-parenting. That's why I've taken off a child support because I know that person would potentially do for their child. The other situation, after I told them, this was the second child, I have, a child's father and that I got fed with, well, I would never be a baby daddy. I'm going to be a father and a husband. As soon as I got pregnant with that person, they got ghost. So, you try to give grace and try not to put what your past, what you've been through onto the next person's situation. You try to give the next person opportunity, but then you get, shitted kind of, and it's not our fault, So then when that person decides not to be in the child's life for 5 whole years, even though you go through the mama, you go through whoever trying to get that child in life, I can't force you to be in your child's life. Then that other person, after 5 years of deciding not to be in the life, hits you with visitation papers. Okay, so to me, you're a stranger, and I wasn't even going to opt into, them paying child support, but the mother suggested, oh no, it's his responsibility. He had this child, they need to pay. And if you want to be in this child's life, financial responsibility is a part of it, right? They were the ones that initiated the court in my situation. So actually, let's bring it back. I didn't want to no courthouse. I was the one that was blinded, and after knowing they didn't want to be in the child's life, got hit with visitations, whether it was a spouse they were with, a girlfriend they were with that were trying to get them right and say to get in the child's life, or I'm not going to go no further with you, whatever the situation is. Okay, so then I had to go in defense mode, like, oh, who are you? You're a stranger, what's going on? So you want to go through the court? You didn't even try to work nothing out with me? Okay, we're going to go strictly through the courts. So what you say about that situation? Who's at fault then?
Because one thing I could commend you for, if y'all talked about it in the beginning, and he said he sold this dream that he was going to be this upstanding father. There's not. Like you said, you got played. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
and that's not your fault. And like when you say like situations like that, I think that kind of what this topic is revolving around is not that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it's not like you had a kid with some random stranger and didn't know what was what. He sold you a dream, to get for whatever reason. But what I will say is real. Like, I can say that I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but you don't know for certain until you get in that situation. Like, having a kid is a huge responsibility. Like, you can't be a selfish person and be a good parent. You can't, because your kid is going to come ahead of everything. There are a lot of things that when I became a parent that I wanted to do, but I couldn't because I wanted the fellas going out to the bar. I can't go tonight because I gotta keep my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go buy a new pair of shoes. I can't do that because school about to start up and my daughter needs X, Y, and Z. So it's a crapshoot because you never know who you're gonna get. You can sit here and have a conversation with a man or a woman and they tell you who they are and who they're gonna be, but you don't find out until you're actually in the field. You know what I'm saying? So it's that, and again, that's totally not your fault, but I mean, shit happens.
And then y'all want to talk about equality, doing equal this and this, but why a woman is got to be the one that's always got to almost be in fight or flight mode? That we do everything possible. Like, if something happens, we gonna make a way. We got to,
because the nigga ain't wanted the baby.
It does not matter.
But
The
you know
nigga ain't
what?
wanted the baby, and you want to have the baby, and you had the baby.
I feel like it's just in our nature, period. Women, we're just natural providers.
Well, I think
But
also,
man is supposed to be a provider too. So
but I think also
they are.
Also, the thing is though, like, and I know your situation, Shay, is a little different, but I know for somebody who, like a man who's trying to do the right thing, like they're trying to be active and all these other things, I think you need to give him an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? Because like our situations are a little different. I wish I had somebody I could actually have a conversation with or communicate with, or just call and talk about the needs of the child. But like, honestly, if I never talk to my daughter mom again, I'm good. Like I'm perfectly okay with that. And I don't hate her, I don't dislike her, but what I will say is I'm at a point in my life now where I need peace.
Right.
Is what I need. You know what I'm saying? And if you do anything to disrupt my peace, I can't be around that. I'm not going let my daughter go without because I'm mad, but I'm not going to tolerate a lot of stuff just because that is my daughter. Like if my daughter got to suffer this one time just for me to get my point across,
okay,
so be it. But I'm not going to sit here and be boo boo the fool and just let you handle me all kind of way. It ain't happening.
My husband in the background.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
He said what?
Hey, somebody, exactly. He should have been on the podcast.
Now, while we're along those same lines, right? Because I know that, like with me, like I said, I pay child support. Not only do I pay child support, but my daughter is also in my insurance. All right. So, and my insurance is taken out bi-weekly. So that's an additional $200 on top of what I'm already paying in child support, right? So people don't really factor that in. So with that being said, like, once the child support is paid, right? Let's say you get $800 a month, right? So once they get that $800, should the payer be expected to spend additional funds, whether it be for school, whether it be for co-pays to the doctor's office or anything? So go ahead.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
If you're ordered to pay child support, you're technically not obligated to do beyond that. Now, I'm not gonna lie though, if you know a certain amount you're paying isn't,
right.
But you can do more, or you are a genuine father that wants to do more and wants to provide and make sure your child has, you're gonna offer. I have one of my kids' fathers.
We could have did that without the white man.
Bam.
We could have did that without the white man. You don't got the white man involved, so it's funky.
A lot of y'all have y'all egos and don't want to communicate and want to be all this and this and this and try to be all rough and tough. No, I get it.
So y'all perfect.
You guys like to be controlling, and us women, we're not gonna bag for it. We don't like to bag.
That's my baby too. That's my baby too. That's my baby too.
Listen,
we 50% my baby too, baby.
Okay.
I'm 100% honest.
Bam.
But let me finish though real quick.
Oh, go
But
ahead.
sorry, real quick. But like I was trying to say though, actually, is that you're not obligated. Now you have those awesome, great fathers. Like one of my kids' fathers for the past, my child's about to be 12, has always stepped in beyond what they've paid in support and helped out with birthday parties, helped out with Christmas, helped out with this and that because they generally want to do. Now you got the other one that's just coming in after 5 years and the child's almost 8 that does not ask that at all, and I don't
You
ask.
still, you still fucking another father?
Hell no, I'm not doing nothing with no fathers. What the heck?
Oh,
This-
okay.
this guy.
I just asked.
This guy.
Fam,
Go-
Hell
take a
to the
shot.
no. No.
Go ahead,
no,
Go
Anisha.
take
no.
a shot.
Quick question, because I'm following the comments as well. Somebody said that they have paid child support over 2 years, but not got to see their son. So I wanted to ask them if they're still here. Exactly, Deontay, have you fought that? Because, like I
Right.
mentioned earlier, some women are just spiteful.
Mhm.
I mean,
Had-
hey, Deontay, you got a couple of them, fam. You got a
Yeah,
few,
it's
fam.
not. It's a lot of miserable.
It's a lot, and it shouldn't be that way at all. But like we were
Exactly.
talking about, yeah,
Y'all
goes back
girls,
to
y'all
we gotta
girls
vet
keep
who
letting
we
niggas
sleep
nut in
with.
y'all.
it ain't always about the women. It's sometimes it's too about what the man don't fight
Y'all keep letting niggas nut in y'all, man. Stop.
We don't let y'all.
Bam!
You guys have the control of nutting. So how are we letting you nut in us? When you get that out your head.
Y'all don't stop. Y'all supposed to lock and drop it.
Deontay, tap in. Let me know. Let me know if you
Don't
tried
be
to
too
fight
Hey,
bad.
Ani, if
son in 2 years.
Hey, Ani,
Well,
if
I
you
was
still
yeah,
on, man,
I'm
go
about
ahead
to
and
be
answer the
honest.
question.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, who?
I wish that
Nah,
we,
go-
as
go-
a Black community, because we're all on here, we look to be of color. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Everybody got some shade on them. I wish we came together more. Just period. We should not have to involve the courts. White people. Sorry.
Right.
We should
Right.
not. We shouldn't have to. But it's people out there that's mad. They angry. They miserable. Or some people don't have direct. In my case, he don't have direct. He's still not good with money. I'm not trying to call him out. He's still not good with money. So he needs the direction. That's what I'm saying. It's situational awareness. I wish it wasn't like
Yeah,
that.
so that's more than just us being Black people. That's just
Yeah.
about the situations. Because, like, my children, they're grown now,
Yeah.
but I didn't take their dad to court. He took me to court for something else, and they were like, "Do you pay child support?" The answer is no. They put him on child support, but it was like a measly like
He was
$400 a
still
month.
hitting
For,
it. He was still hitting it. He was still hitting it. That's why
I'm
he was
so
so
glad.
mad.
I'm so glad.
That's why
that
he
you
was so
feel that
mad.
way.
He was
But
still
So
hitting
Shannon,
it.
you said
Over.
Shannon, I got a problem with something you just said, Shannon. You said
What?
you said it was a measly $400.
Yeah, because you ain't let me fit for 2 kids. Yes.
But
So
did,
like
no, but
Who
did
cares
you
now?
get
That's not
did you catch that check though?
Right.
it was
Yeah.
direct deposit.
Yeah, you're right.
It was direct
I'm,
deposit.
I'm saying
Oh,
if
hell,
it's measly, why not? If it's
I
measly,
said
why not send it back?
measly. I said measly to get to my next point about what y'all were talking about earlier. So it costs a lot more than that to take care of 2 children. So yes,
I
whenever
agree.
there was school something, I still sent them to their daddy. And when they need a car, I still included him in that up until they graduated from college. Like we gonna be clear and be honest that $400 a month is not the right amount of money to take care of 2 children. So
I agree.
you don't get to tell me that I can't come to you now and ask you for more money because you're giving me $400. No. Alex wants to play football. It costs $115 for the registration. He got to have a physical.
But I guess
Jessica want to do drama. You know, they have to
if that's the
eat.
case though,
Huh?
Even if that and I get you're right, $400 between 2 kids, that's absolutely
Yeah, so
nothing.
getting
You're right
back to
about
what
that.
y'all were
But
asking,
why even be on child support in the first place if you still gonna go ask some more money? Like that to me, that sounds like something y'all
can't
can work out
afford
among
to pay
yourselves
now.
without child support.
No,
Well, like
because
I
at least
said,
it's
I didn't
guaranteed
ask
to
for
get
money.
something.
I didn't take
Something.
him to court.
I
He
feel you.
took
Put food
me
in
to
their mouth.
court.
I got you.
Yeah.
And BB, I knew you had your hand up, so I knew you had a comment, but there's a comment I want to get to as well. But go ahead, BB.
Will you ask why you got it or whatnot? Because at least you like Who wants to have to call every time you need something?
Yeah, that was the other point I was gonna make. I'm not calling you every single time
Ever
this
least
child needs something. You're
Make
not-
better decisions. Make better decisions.
oh, you damn, you got to make better decisions. I don't know.
Bam, we all did. We all make good decisions. Ain't none of us mess with
Please
you.
don't have no more.
If you got more than one, you made a couple bad decisions.
The rest of my
We made
If
a
you
good
got
one.
more than one, you made a couple bad decisions.
We made a good one. None of us mess with
Bam,
you.
we on the
Hey.
same page with that.
let me
Hey, real talk. I got. Go ahead, BB.
let me. So, I my child's father wasn't on child support for her till she was 9, and the only reason she got on child support is because he asked for visitation. The whole time he said, "I don't want a white man in my business." When he went and asked for visitation, after me and my husband got married, we were moving away. Then my lawyer said, "You don't give visitation without child support." I said, "Okay, cool, whatever." But let me tell you, I dated this man a long time ago, and he said, "How can you be with somebody?" And he said, "I don't have a problem taking care of your child, but if you don't hold the father responsible, how can you expect me to want to do? You want me to take care of your child, but you can't even make the father take care of the child."
Because you can get rid of it.
Now I'm with you.
The
Hey,
child,
That's
stop
too,
throwing around-
Hey,
No,
y'all.
no, no,
Hey.
I need to put Bam in place. Stop throwing around abortion like that ain't killing the child.
Because that's an option. It's an option.
But my,
It's
should
an
be able to do
option.
that. Okay,
You
but
have that
I
option.
want you to be able to have the same.
I don't have that option.
Exactly.
We-
So,
because you
We
chose to
don't.
lay down with that woman.
yeah, that's just nothing
no
easy to
comment. I ain't
do.
gonna say nothing.
That's a
Nope.
traumatic situation, and that's a
That
hard
was
thing
your
to
choice,
deal with.
Bam.
Of
I
Hey,
ain't
killing
gonna
a
say a
Bam, you
word.
should go get a vasectomy right now.
Thank you. Because
y'all
you
y'all
throw down
tripping,
child
bro.
No,
support.
listen.
I mean,
You get
abortion,
pregnant
like,
for 9 months. I can impregnate multiple women.
hey, you got a daughter.
See, that is not even the same thing. You know what,
hold on,
Bam?
BB asks, Bam, do you have a daughter or a son?
True.
I have a daughter.
Oh,
Hey, I got.
No way.
Hey, listen.
Ain't
Hey,
no way
listen.
you got a daughter.
I hope
Ain't
he
no
is
way.
doomed.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen.
Ain't no way you
Hey,
got
I got two comments I got two comments I want to get to, right? The first one is Arnie said the crazy part is when they let child support court, they had sex.
Oh.
Hold on, what?
Hey, I hope you strapped up, brother.
Not me.
Hold on,
No,
repeat
sir.
that? I missed
Hey.
that.
That's my dog.
Hey, she trying to get another one up at you. Hey, now
And he fell
Derek
for
asked
it.
another
And he
question.
fell
Derek
for it.
says, why do all the terrible guys don't get on child support, and the guys that truly try to do for their child get on child support? And that's something I preached for a while, like I said, because the man who doesn't give a shit about their kid, he lived the easiest life ever. He ain't got to pay no child support. They don't bother him for nothing. They just let him be. But when you have a man there who's actually trying to do the right thing, that's the one that you want to give a hard time. So let me know how y'all feel about that comment.
I agree with it.
I have a
Because
question.
I'm not in the consensus. Because I wouldn't. That's not me. If we could communicate, if we come to terms, if you're willing to be in the child's life, help financially somehow, I'm not over here trying to be no gold digger because I know I ain't laid down with no millionaire. I know I didn't lay down with no celebrity. Yeah, we all have our bills and responsibilities. It's easier with a 2-parent household, period. Now, if you want to agree to live with each other, just so that could be financially easier for our child, we ain't got to touch, we ain't got to do nothing. I mean, that'd be ideal.
We fucking.
Because that's
We fucking.
hush, Bam. Because that's not an ideal situation.
Hey.
You know, guess what? You are living in a household and paying for bills and responsibilities for just you. I got to make sure me and your child has a roof over their head, food, electricity, and it's doubled. It's doubled.
I gotta listen. You can get government assistance too now.
What? No,
Well, Shaylana, I will say you would have had them bills and responsibilities even without the child, but we ain't gonna talk about that though. But BB, you have to comment?
No, we got for myself though. Only for myself though.
Lies. She don't need a 3-bedroom house if she was just her. She can live a 1-bedroom apartment.
Exactly. I could live in a studio with a kitchen and a dining room, everything in one room.
Or she could live with some strange nigga. Anyway, I have a question. Is the issue with child support the fact that y'all don't have control?
Yes. I think that's what it's
That's the main thing.
Basically.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's the main
Well,
thing.
actually,
Okay.
no,
Begin
actually,
somewhere.
I don't have an issue with child support. I just don't like it.
Well, I guess
I don't have an issue. Like I don't like it. Like you've like anything
so if
that
you don't like
y'all
it, that's the issue.
Right.
That's
That's
not,
the
that's
same
not an issue.
thing. How can you
Yeah,
not have an issue and
I
not
don't like going to
something?
work every day, but I do it.
It's an issue.
That's an issue though.
Ain't no issue. I know, because
You
I
got
know it's
you got
I
an issue
know
with
it's a
working,
means.
but you do
You got
it
an
I know
issue
it's
with
a
your
means to an
job
end.
and you don't
'Cause
like
no,
your
because
job.
even though I don't like it, I know that my child got to get taken care of. I know that I know she needs food. I know she needs shelter. I know she needs those things. So
Right.
I don't like it because it's a stigma associated with it.
That's
So
true.
Shannon, to your point, that's my issue.
That's
It's the
true.
stigma with child support, with you saying you're not. That's saying you're not a good dad,
Right.
and it's personal to me because I wasn't raised with my dad. Didn't raise me. You know what I'm saying? So I know what
So
it's
then,
like
so
to have
yeah,
zero.
so those are
I know what it's like to have zero support from the other side. But when you got people who are actually giving you support, and that's why I always say there's a difference between a single mom and a mom that's single.
Mm.
Because a single mom, I was raised by a single mom. My mom did everything with no outside assistance, outside from like cousins and uncles and shit like that, but no inside the home presence and nobody. I didn't get this ghost vacation with my dad to spend days with my dad or anything like that. My daughter has that. So you damn right I have an issue with paying child support, and for all intents and purposes, I got full custody. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just a stigma associated with that. But again, I've through prayer, through therapy, all these other things, I now understand the situation I'm in. I have nobody to blame but myself.
Amen.
That's on me.
I love
I
that.
laid down with this woman. I made the kid. I need to do what I got to do to provide. Now, do I like it? Hell no, I don't like it. But it's just something I got to do now because this is where we are, and this is what I got to deal with.
And it's temporary till they're 18.
Yeah. I mean,
temporary.
I got 3.5 more years.
So I'm probably the only one
I got
on this
3.5 more years.
podcast that has agreed to pay child support as a woman because my son is supposed to go live with his dad again, and then I'm back to paying child support. But the circumstances are he will be living with me. So again, I'm gonna reiterate: fuck the courts, fuck the motherfuckers in my motherfucking business.
I have a question though. Why when your son? But why when your child lives with the father that you have to pay child support? Wouldn't it be just they don't pay child support and they support the child when they're I don't get that.
No, because our agreement is since I paid, he's paying too. That's just our agreement. If I paid as a black under 40 years old woman that's working. I paid, so he has to pay. And again,
you got a son or daughter.
And I want to hold on, wait, man.
You got a son or daughter.
Another comment that somebody said. Hold on, Kevin Langston said, when did men start being responsible with money? So are y'all even responsible, Bam? Do y'all know what to do with money or not?
How many y'all get on here?
Man. No, listen, I ain't even gonna lie. My wife is way better with money than I am, and I ain't even bad with it. And I ain't bad with it because I'm cheap. I don't buy a lot, but it's even if you don't spend a lot, it's about knowing how to invest and what to do with that money.
Exactly.
Those are my areas of struggle.
And
so
that's
luckily,
why mine is on child support because he's not good with money. So that's our structure.
Yeah,
we're good with it, and that's that. And I don't want to fucking do that shit. But guess what? We have to because that's who I laid down with. I laid down with somebody that's not good with money.
Now, while we're talking about finances,
that's why I
do have
done
one
it
more
one time, and after that, I never do it again.
I'm with you, Bam. We're on the same page.
So while we talking about finances, right? There's one more question I did want to ask y'all. So, should the payer of child support be able to claim the child on their taxes?
The payer. Ooh.
Hell no.
Can I answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Only because I've been on both sides of the spectrum. You said the one that pays.
Mm-hmm. If I'm paying child support, should I be able to claim the child on my taxes?
Situational awareness again, but I feel like you should. That's me.
You're the only one talking with sense.
I know. I'm real rare out here.
No,
So
no,
Shaylana,
she's not.
Shaylana,
We're
go
all
ahead.
talking with sense.
Wait, but after I answer that, we have an
yeah, go ahead.
agreement to where I get the taxes. I get them. He don't even live in the country no more, so he lives out of the country.
You got an African.
And we all from Africa.
I'm from
No, I'm
Africa.
from America.
He's
I'm from
black.
America.
He's
My
black.
people-
He's black.
I'm from America. I'm from America.
Hey,
Black people
Shaylana,
are
we
from
gonna go with
America.
you, and then
I do taxes. So the answer to that question is that whoever the
Primary
child live
caregiver.
with
Thank you.
for more than 6 months of the year is
Okay.
the person who legally should be claiming them on their taxes.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Who
If
they-
You know why?
y'all,
so who they
if y'all
who they live with, who
arrangement,
they live with legally, because I mean, you don't have to.
if
Like
y'all
my
make an
daughter's address may say something else, but for all intents and purposes, she's with me probably half the time
I
anyway.
didn't say
So
anything about her address. I said whoever she lived with
she live with both of us.
more than 6
Uh-oh.
months of
Okay,
the
then
year.
y'all need to split
She live with
that.
both of us.
Okay, then
Right.
y'all need to be splitting that somehow. But
True.
my point is,
Yeah.
you
Somebody
know
file
why?
and y'all split it.
You know why in taxes they say they require the person that is the primary caregiver or that's primarily the what is it?
The child lives with.
Lives with for the 6 months or more, because I know damn well in the average American that whatever you're giving in support is still not
It's not enough.
providing for
You don't know
everything.
that. You can't say that.
Ugh,
You can't say that.
because
how
what
much y'all
Listen,
you pay?
that father could be just as financially involved as you or more in a
but they go
situation like
by,
that.
listen now, they do that in
They don't go
transport.
by the income that they don't take
Damn.
account for.
Yes,
They don't go by that side money you
It
get
is your
outside of
turn.
that.
It
They
is
don't
not your turn.
account
That's
that.
what's wrong with y'all, man. You're controlling the conversation.
You don't account. You don't take account for the money that they give you outside of child
Oh
support.
my
Bam. See,
God.
that's your problem. You
You
want to
see my
control the
pain?
conversation.
You see my
You want to
pain?
I
talk
could be-
over the women.
I-
Hush your mouth.
I could be paying everything outside of that financially. I could pay whatever
Look,
they
can you
whatever
give
the
me
court
my Kim?
makes me pay, and I
Can
can pay outside of that. They don't take that for an account.
you
And
mute
bam,
me?
They
let
don't
her
take the
finish,
gas
bro.
money it takes
Please mute
because
me.
you stay 4 hours away. They don't take that into account.
Bam.
They don't.
And bam, let her finish, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, listen though. My thing is when you go to sit to do child support, they take both incomes. Period. So it is some fairness in it.
And
They
I
take
lied on mine.
Okay, that's your fault.
Bye,
They take,
Bam.
Right.
Goodbye.
they
Cook.
take both incomes. But listen about it though. They take both incomes. But needless to say, we know God well, period. It doesn't matter. We're not gonna calculate. It doesn't matter. $200 a month for one child.
Listen. I took my daughter to Disney World, paid for everything, the Airbnb, everything. I was behind the child support now. As soon as I got back, I got locked up. I had to pay like $3,000
Okay,
because but they ain't take that. But they ain't take account of what I paid outside of that. They didn't take. They take for me paying for the Airbnb. They take for me paying for the rental. They take for me to pay for my plane ticket for all of us to get down there. They didn't take all that into account.
Hold tight, bro. Hold tight, man. Hold tight. Shaylana, go ahead.
Okay, for the third time, if I cannot be interrupted, because that's what Bam issue is. That's why he's over there, because he wants to be in control. So bad.
They don't communicate well.
Exactly. That's why you're on child support and why you're locked up. So listen here, like I was trying to say, is if you want to calculate everything, to be honest, food, a roof over the head, school expenses, extracurricular expenses, clothing on their back. If you want to calculate all of that we literally the primary caregiver that they live with for them all the most of the year or the whole year, what we pay monthly does not equate to near what we get, regular month. And they know the system knows that, period, or the tax bracket know that. So that's why they say the person that has them more than 6 months. So we're entitled to getting most of that money back because it's supplementing what we spent for the year.
It's dependent upon who you choose to live with. Either you choose to live with a scumbag you choose to live with a nigga who got a little money.
Okay, Bam.
You can't control that. You can lie and say you can show me fake
You
receipts
can
of
control
pay
that.
stuff. No, you cannot, because it's too many false things. So how we got all these people scamming and stuff in the world? You can bring me a face false paycheck, a false phone number, and it could be your relative saying they're your employer, and I just believe that crap.
I got my hand up again real quick.
Anisha, go ahead.
Right. Somebody just asked me, do I pay the same amount that I receive?
That's a good question.
Right. Situational awareness again. I paid a certain amount and he pays less. But the government pays me from him. So it's like in actuality, I get more than I have paid. I hope that answers
You got to
the
show
question.
receipts for that. I don't believe it.
Gotcha. And somebody said earlier we need to have a part 2. I definitely agree because there are there are a lot of things we still didn't get to touch on, and I know we're a little bit over right now.
And
but
Bam
before
is
we
not
head out,
invited. Bam is not invited to part 2.
now before we head out though, I do want to hear from the guests. I want you guys to just give us some parting shots. Like what's a parting comment you want to leave the audience with? And Anisha, since you got the floor, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Ooh. Thank you guys for tuning in. Apparently we're going to do a part 2. So please tune in again. I am more of neutral, but more of why do we have to do child support? I'm on that side. Why are we going to do child support? I laid down with you. We made a kid. Let's take care of the kid. Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely. All right, BB, what you got?
I mean, I'm with her. I mean, if y'all can work it out, work it out. If you can't, I mean, you just got to figure out what works for you. I mean, same thing what you do in your household. But I mean, I've station with Shay before. At some point, the woman do got to take responsibility. You can't keep having kids with all different kind of men and expect to keep getting a check for them. So that's my thing. We'll have to follow part 2 though.
All right, respect. Shay, what you got?
Bam got me heated up. I need his phone number. We need to have an afterthought. But no, I just have period. I'm with, I can be neutral if the other party is willing to communicate and willing to co-parent and step up in certain way. Now, if you aren't willing to co-parent and you want to be complicated and difficult and you don't want to do your part, that's what the court is for. Then I feel that there's a mediator that needs to be involved, like the courts. That's the only reason I agree in that. To be honest, I just like to, you could be out the child's life. Don't worry about them financially or whatever. Because why would you want to be in a child's life and not even financially provide for them? So,
agreed. All right, Bam. We gonna go ahead and get your Bamism, brother.
Nah, man, it's like you should be able to come as two responsible adults. It shouldn't, you shouldn't let your feelings get involved when it comes to a child, because you have to look at the child's well-being and take your emotions outside of that. So that would be the problem a lot of times, because the men be wanting to be there, but sometimes the women make it hard for us. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. If we can just come as responsible adults and you give that man just as much rights as you have to the kid, especially if he's a good father and you know that, but you just do it out of spite. Come on, man. We just got to tighten up, man.
I'm with you, Bam.
About time you say something.
Right.
That's the best thing you said all the
Hey, he saved it for the end, y'all.
It took a whole hour for us to get that.
All right,
Sorry.
Shannon, let's get a Shannonism, sister.
Hey, I'm just glad that Bam is pissing off more people than just me. Okay? But no, so I mean, ideally you want people to be able to work through their stuff without having to go through the courts.
Right.
But just as a baseline and saying all things equal, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting a child support order in place so that at the least level, this is going to be how we work together to support the child.
True.
And whatever we figure out after that, outside of that, is just us being two mature adults who can communicate well and figure out the best course of actions for our children. And I just don't think there's anything wrong with it from that
Amen.
standpoint.
I agree. You my girl, Shannon. You my dog.
I know that's right. If it's needed, if needed.
Yeah.
All right. So for my hookism, man, you got to be careful who you lay down with. Just talking from personal experience, like you don't know what you're getting into until you get in that situation. And I'm speaking specifically to the men. Take care of your responsibility, man. If you have a kid, I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care how the kid got here. You made your bed, you got to lie in it. And this is speaking from somebody who is a non-custodial dad, but most importantly, somebody who was raised by a single mom. I know how difficult it can be. And these kids need us, especially as Black dads. These kids need us in their lives. So we just got to take care of our responsibility. And for both parties, communication is going to be key. So I don't think that there's anything that the court can come up with for us that we couldn't come up with for ourselves. I think that there can be some common ground found if you're able to listen, if you're willing to listen, and just know that sometimes you're not going to always agree, because that's one of the reasons I ended up. I was paying a certain amount. That amount wasn't enough. Whatever that amount was, and I didn't end up really paying a whole lot more than what I was already paying anyway. So it kind of worked out in my favor. But it's communication is going to be key with parents, because how are we going to teach our kids to be communicative if we can't even do that ourselves as parents? So you gotta be willing to lead by example, man. But this was a great conversation, man, and I'm going to be inboxing y'all shortly to set up this follow-up, because we gotta have a part 2, because there are a lot of things we didn't touch on. Most importantly, though, what I do appreciate, this despite different viewpoints, is that we as African Americans, we as Black people, we're having this conversation. This is not something that really is that we normally talk about. So I think that's key. I appreciate everybody's viewpoints, whether I agreed or not. I'm always willing to learn, man. But again, this has been great. Thank you guys for agreeing to join. BB, Anisha, Shay, thank you guys. I'll be inboxing y'all shortly to find out when we're going to do the follow-up. Bam. Hey, thank you for joining us again this week, brother. Hey, you.
Bam is voted off the island.
Hey, and he came in at the last minute too. So Bam, thank you for joining us, brother. And Shannon, as always, man, you already know how we roll. You know how we rock.
I'm in my work uniform.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Shannon, I appreciate you, sis. I love you, and thank you for everything you do and for everything you contribute. So we'll be chopping it up a little bit more, man. But until next time, we'll be seeing y'all.
Bye.
Good night.
Holla.